Hello, good evening. How are you all? I'm very happy to be here. I mean, it's a very cool event, isn't it? Not many people wanted to hear about our failures, so finally I can be honest for one. My name is Vinich. So I am the technical advisor for social behavior change. Today I'm a bit kind of like, nervous to talk about failures. I mean, personally, it's not very easy to talk about failures, not because it's so painful or not because it's such a disappointment, because my boss is sitting right there somewhere, I think. So I started involved in the SBC work for the past 4 years. So when I started, I mean, I had no clue because before, with my background, I did communications, I did digital marketing and PR. So I was like, sure, I mean, social behavioral change also have components of those things in there. And then when I started with the first campaign, it for Pride Month. So we did the social media campaigns and the activation, have like the music videos and so on. And we have some promotion on social media, and the music video was very cool, very fun. We got some good feedbacks from people who watch it, they like it. But then I was told that, that was an SBC. So I was like, wait, so that was in SBC? So then I kind of like question of like, then I was like freaked out. I was like, was that me? Did I make a mistake? So what it means? So I have to like go back to my Bible, my best friend, Google, and then I have to like check. So what makes SBC? So in there, of course, there's different types of theories of SBC, different models. So different organizations, they adopt different model, but in the component, of course, it has communications and understanding your target audience, all of that in the Bible. And I was like, well, I wasn't really too far off, but what I felt back then is that the lack of knowledge and the lack of research. So when I was like questions and then deal with the comment, I cannot answer back. I thought I would just get lost, and I was like, okay, maybe it's true. Maybe I didn't really know anything about SBC. But then I also failed to notice of like in the component SBC, because you want to change people behavior. So it's an extra tiers of communication. What is the measurement that you use to measure like the behavior change, impact? So after all of that, was like, okay, cool. Everything's gonna be smoothly. Everything's gonna be great right now. I'm very confident. So I go back and continue doing more campaign. So I have all of this module. I have all the theories, and then I will, when I meet with my partners and stakeholders, we'll kind of talk through theories and so on. But then I realized that they also was kind of like in the same shoe as me. They was like confused and lost, and they don't really understand of like what is SBC. They was thinking about, okay, fine, we want to change someone's behavior. How do we do that in a very short period of time that don't require any money, and then we just post one message and everybody will change? I was like, give me 1 second, I have to ask Google how to do that. But of course, that was not like easy way to do it. So I have a question of like, okay, now do I have to think about how would I change behavior of the SBC experts that I'm working with? So then I was thinking about, sure, then let's find a way how to change behavior of behavior change experts. Okay. So I kind of like go back to the theory and the method and the models of like, okay, if I do the campaign where I want to change the target audience behavior, how would I do that with my partners? I mean, so we're kind of like sitting down together and have a fruitful debates of like, okay, look, when we talk about social behavior change, at the moment of the modules that we focus on positive messages, we focus about listening to the target audience and everything. And but for them, they're very like persistent to change, because they think of like, in the public health kind of scenario, they said, sure, if you just scare them, make sure that they scare, you have to tell them that way. So if they scare for themselves, they're scared to die and stuff, they will take the services and so on. And we'll try to have like the debate of like, well, that's not the way it is. And especially the target audience that we work with, for the young people, there's a different way to work with them. You really listen to them. They said, sure, let's listen to them. So we agreed to like, let's invite them all and have like a listening sessions, have them speak about whatever their challenges and what they really think, with no it's just like this platform. Just be honest and truthful so that we can see how we can work with them. But of course, when that's happened, they end up just like not really like they listen for 1 second and they just keep like, lecturing them. So it wasn't really very fruitful as what we think it would be. So I myself find very difficult like how to move forward. So it's like, then what should I do? And I think maybe just to listen, like listen to them, like the partner, what is their idea, but why is it so difficult like to work with each other, So by listen here, I didn't mean like give up and walk away. I was kind of trying to understand. I mean, I pushed too much of like looking at the theory, this is what you should do, this is what you should work with the partner. But at the same time, we're working with human beings, we're working with people with emotion, with background. I mean, it still go back to all of the theory of behavior change. But I think first of all, it's to have the kind of idea of like, if you want to work together as a team, where they come from, they have their expertise, but the situation change. The message or their issues and the target audience behavior change. So before we go to the step 2 of changing the target audience behavior, how do we find a common ground that we understand with each other, and then we work together to change that? So I really try to allow myself to like listen, because we all think of like, sure, it's not a big thing to just listen, but have you ever imagined yourself in a communication with your friends, with your partners, or for fun, even to hang out and drink, have a conversation? A lot of time when people say something, you were thinking about what to respond. So you really don't really listen, fully listen, Listen with care, listen with like interest. And then after that, you ask follow-up question. But a lot of time we are in a very like mindset to just what do we respond? So then was like, really like listen, it's an art of itself. So everybody kind of like get to be develop empathy toward each other. For me, it helps me to really understand now my target audience, where they come from. So when I think about the next way how to work with them, then it helps me a lot. So as a result, I mean, it was still it's not a fully perfect result at the moment, but at least in the progress. And a lot of time when I start working for all of these 7 or 8 years, but I would still say that I'm very new to the systems. I'm very new in terms of experience and everything in general. And I tend to be a person who go fast. I mean, I speak fast. This is me trying to really slow down. So my brain was like, go fast or you forget. So really, I'm trying to like slow down. And then sometimes when I'm doing campaign, I find myself that, well, I really want to achieve this very fast. And then if I wait for 10 other people to be in the room having all of this working group and so on, it's not fast enough. We have to move. Now Prime Month is almost over. It's almost over of June, So I really want to go fast, and then sometimes I exclude the people and the partner I'm supposed to work with. And my position, it's a technical advisor. You're supposed to be the one who advise, that not be the one who actually take all the control and execute it. So I come across with this saying. It's really helped me a lot to ground myself, of course. I mean, if you want to go fast, you go alone. So I can activate my campaign, I can launch it, but I will do it with my small team, I will do it myself. The result will be minimized. But then I also really try to change myself as well, to be kind of like, then because all of the stuff that we do, the work that we do, it involves a lot of stakeholders, a lot of partners, and everybody have a very important role to play. So you have to go together. You have to go together so you have the sustainability for the work that you do. And at the end of the day, is when the advisor is no longer here, other people that you work with, your partner, must have ownership. And it's difficult to teach someone, isn't it? It's easier to do it by yourself. So I constantly remind myself about that as well. So I think this could be one of the main things for the key takeaway, or you can call how I deal with the failures, is to just remember this for myself. And in addition to that, yes, I mean, the title is a bit like trippy as a play on word, but it's going to multi-layer of that. It's the changing behavior of the behavior change expert. That's including myself as well. So when I find out about the challenges of work with other people, how difficult it is, I was too persistent to want them to change. But I actually don't really look at myself and ask myself, if I was in their shoe, would I want to change? Because obviously I was very resistant to that as well. So by taking a step back, just looking at the situation, and we talk about listen and work together and everything. So then we can find a common ground, how do we work together to move forward? The theory, the model exists for a reason. It's still theory. So I mean, at the end of the day, as the implementer, you have to have additional skills, empathy, and all of those teamwork and everything. It helps to achieve what you wanted to achieve. So I've learned to look at myself objectively and also learn how to be open-minded, because there are many people with, sometimes you think, oh, they're not an expert in this. But when you really listen to them, they have a very good idea of what I've never experienced. So I love talking to people. I love listening to people. And so far, this helped me a lot creatively and academically and professionally as well. So just the last slides. For my key takeaway, I've mentioned a lot, but for me, I think when we use the word failure, sure, it's a big word. Nobody likes that word. But it's a failure if you give up. If you stop and you walk away, sure, it could be a failure. But if you keep going and so on, then it's just a part of learning. Thank you. And happy Pride Month. Thanks.